You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
Rob, what's good, homie?
Yo, what up, man? Another Wednesday, another Sweep the Rack. I'm excited. Got some shit going on this week, but I want to start the show tonight by talking about a tweet that I put out that got some heat.
I love it. I love it when it's you catching the heat on Twitter and not me, especially from him. I'm not even going to say it's especially from him because it's like I talked about the Oprah effect of Belmo. So, like, nothing pleases me more than to see him coming at you over something you tweeted. But go ahead. No matter how much I agree with you, I could 100% agree with you on the subject, and it doesn't matter. I still love to see him come at you. But go ahead.
So Belmo is, in case anybody's wondering what we're talking about, the social media bowling equivalent to Oprah. And what we mean by that is
not anymore. I'm going to talk about that tonight. Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so what ends up happening is that if you tweet and Belmo, who follows me, disagrees with something I tweet or makes a comment suggesting that it's a dumb tweet, I literally get all kinds of lackeys. And I actually put a GIF up that was funny from Toy Story where all the little minions are following okay, we'll get to your league. Okay, let me tell my story. Okay. So anyway, so this was my tweet. PSA, public service announcement. Please stop going live on Facebook when somebody has a front nine in league. Nobody cares. Thank you. Okay. So that was my tweet. Okay. Because I'm sick. Okay. I'm tired of these.
You're fried, Hoss.
Dude, I'm fried, Hoss. It grinds my gears. When someone goes live on Facebook, first off, you should rarely have a chance to going live. Like maybe if there's a fist fight that breaks out at work or like if you're at a baseball game, okay? But look, going live for front nine, if you've bowled 300 90 times, okay? I don't want to see your 91st 300 or your 67th 800 series, okay? That's what my post was. Because, Mike, let's be real. Anybody that's friends with me on Facebook is probably some kind of competitive bowler, okay? I don't have friends with a lot of people who are in the beginning levels of bowling if they are a bowler themselves, okay? So let me say that first. Belmo responds, why does it bother you so much? It is so annoying. If it is so annoying to you that other people are excited for their own achievements, #FunPolice. Okay? So look, I'm not talking about other people's achievements. I'm talking about the people that have shot 100 300s. That's not an achievement anymore, okay? Now you're just bragging or you're just, you're looking for some kind of social media attention so people congratulate you.
Call what it is, Rob. They're fronting. They're fronting, Rob. Call it what it is.
It's terrible, okay? I'm tired of these. And look, the videos suck when they go live. The person shaking, it's like they're fucking doing this, and people are walking in front of the camera, and the camera's not even real. It's like it looks like the camera out of the 1980s. The internet connection sucks, so you're not getting any good feed on the phone. So anyway, I got all these Belmo lackeys. You don't care about the achievements of other people, and they all jump on the Belmo bandwagon. Okay, so I'm like, good Lord, here we go. And this is usually prior, early Sweep the Rack days where you and I or you or me alone would go after everybody, would start just hammering everybody. Okay. But I think we got a thick skin to now people that are kind of just jumping on the wagon. So anyway, so that was my just thing for Twitter this week. Belmo knows what he's doing by responding. He knows that all of his laggies are going to fucking jump on the wagon and start, getting on it. He's got probably such a kick out of it when he does it. Anyway, so that's my
positivity positivity is an easy bandwagon to lead and jump on. Negativity is not such an easy bandwagon. So, I'll just say that. A couple people in the chat asking us how we are.
How's Hack Bowling
how's
looking
our
about
week?
what?
How are we doing? Everything's good, man. I mean, I'm happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here on Wednesday, hang out, talk a little bowling with the people.
It's like,
like Rob, we've said it many times, it's like hanging in the pro shop, But listen, I always love it when you're catching heat on Twitter, even if I agree with you. And in this instance, I really do agree with you. But I still love to see you catch heat from Belmo. Rob, if I get front nine in my sport league, are you going to roast me if I go live or no? Am I allowed to because it's sport and it's no, I'm not. Okay, all right. I'm just checking.
Dude. Okay, how about this? Go live if you're like on like the 12th shot. Okay, I'd rather see, because guess what? If you miss the first shot, now you're going live.
Yeah. I mean, you're wasting people's time, quite frankly. I agree with you.
Personally, I don't mind if you go live for the last shot. And like, if I want to see you bowl 300 on a sports shot, I think that'd be cool to watch. And I personally, here's the thing, we always talk about this. I remember the 300s that I have on sport. Okay. I remember my professional 300 and I remember my sport 300s. I could maybe tell you other than that, maybe my first 300, but it comes down to it. I don't really remember a lot of the other ones. So look, like, you can go live on your last shot. I think that'd be cool just for you to have that memory, like bowling that sport 300. Cause I think that'd be cool. Like if I look back at it now, I wish I had a video of me when I bowled my 300. And in case anybody doesn't know this, which is a cool stat, my professional 300 came against Mike Devaney when I bowled him in match play at a regional, and he bowled 300 too. We bowled each other. We both bowled 300 against each other.
Clearly an easy pair.
Yeah, clearly I went like minus like 100 the next like 5 games too. I think that's only been done like once or twice in like the PBA, like ever, like where there's been a 300 like bowl against each other.
It's an interesting little stat there, Rob. But no, listen,
I wish I would have had a video of it though. I wish I would have went live at the last shot, where I tripped a 4-pin and the pin came over and took it.
I wouldn't go live, but yeah, I probably would try and get it on tape and perhaps put it out there after the fact. But all right, let's talk about this real quick since you brought up Belmo and he was roasting you on Twitter this week. We have for a while given him credit as being the number one social media attraction in bowling, right? And I think that's kind of been unchallenged for quite some time. Sort of the way that him being the best player in the world was unchallenged for quite some time until, this last year and a half here, right? So here's my question, Rob. Brad and Kyle came out this week. Rob, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I mean, that's massive.
Yeah, dude. Hey, shouts to Maximus Madden, man. The most manliest name ever and the most manliest gym picture. Girlfriend is annoyed. I stopped paying attention to her to watch this. I love it. Brad and Kyle hitting 100K subscribers, man. Kudos to them, dude. They look, man, I'll be honest with you. I've really never really watched any of their content.
I do. I watch a lot of it.
And what do you think?
I think it's good. I think they do a great job. I mean, sometimes I think, my God, do they have like a whole video editing crew of the travels along with them? I mean, they got to be putting in the work. But just that number of 100,000 for 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that's awesome. That's definitely a milestone. So here's my question, Rob. Like, are they a bigger social media presence at this point than Belmo? Because YouTube is, I mean, it's a huge, I know it's not traditional social media, but it's social media in the sense that it's an app. It's something that people go on. You can comment on the videos. All those things apply, right? So are they the new social media darlings of the bowling world? Should we be recognizing them with that title more so than Belmo at this point?
I mean, 100K thousands of subscribers is hard to ignore.
Craig Carter in the chat saying, "Isn't Verity the biggest social media presence?" Where would that come from, Craig? What am I missing there? What am I missing?
I would think Daria would be bigger than Verity on social media.
Yeah, and again, I know that YouTube isn't like traditional social media, but I mean, obviously, it's widely popular. So I don't know. I just think it's an interesting question.
Yeah, I think Belmo being Belmo, when it comes to like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, to me is probably bigger platform than Kyle and Brad.
Okay.
But that's a different platform than YouTube, right? Like, I think if Belmo started a YouTube channel with maybe like Bill O'Neill and they did what Kyle and Brad did, I think they would be bigger because they're bowling, they're bigger names in the bowling world than Kyle and Brad are. I think it'd be interesting to see Belmo and Bill's travels and what they do.
They're late. They're late to the party.
They are late, but I'm saying if they were to come out with something similar when Kyle and Brad did, I think they would have been able to get to that point. Obviously, they would be behind if they did that, but I think they would catch up pretty quickly if they did it. Honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of work, number one, and I think it probably takes your attention away from the bowling to a certain degree.
Oh wait, here's a good point. Here's something I want to talk. Tom Gorman, Brad and Kyle offer better support for building the sport than Belmo does. Belmo does more support for Belmo. I don't agree with that.
Well, I agree with the fact that Brad and Kyle's content is geared toward people learning. I'll say that. I'll agree with Tom in that sense. I don't agree with his assessment of Belmo particularly. Belmo has grown the sport tremendously just by opening it up to two-handed bowling and getting so many people involved through that. I mean, I don't care how many subscribers Brad and Kyle have. Like that, they could have 1 million subscribers and they wouldn't surpass Belmo's influence in that regard, right? So, no, I just think it's interesting. I think in this day and age, and I'm not speaking from experience here or inside knowledge. I'm just speculating, like we like to do around here on Sweep the Rack. It matters as far as their contracts, Rob. It has to. It had going to the table and saying I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers that are going to watch my videos. That YouTube, because I have 100,000 subscribers, is going to put videos in front of people who YouTube can identify as interested in bowling. And, that's a very powerful negotiation piece, I think, in terms of what these guys do. So, again, I just wanted to throw it out there. Shout to Brad and Kyle. They've done an amazing job. Rob, I remember going up to Bayside for the first time when I went up for the first year that I went there. And Brad and Kyle at that time were kind of unknown. I don't even think they were bowling the actual team event. I think they were there to bowl like a singles event that they were having, or perhaps a doubles event they were having there as a part of the week. And I remember seeing Brad with the camera and him going around and filming stuff and talking to him and, hearing about his YouTube channel and what they were doing. And I told him, because it was right around when you and I had talked about starting a podcast and we had already ordered the equipment. And I told him, I said, oh, yeah, that's interesting. Like, I'm going to be starting a bowling podcast, So I remember what they were doing in their infancy, So, shout to them, man. They built that up. I mean, hey, it's something to aspire to. Honestly, it's amazing. It's amazing that they were able to get that many subscribers, based around a channel that's mainly about bowling. So, shout to those guys. All right, Rob, you know what the people are really here for, dog. I made them wait 15 minutes here. You know why the people show up on Wednesday nights, Rob?
I don't know.
You know what it is?
Yeah,
to hear my league report.
Oh, I thought they wanted to hear about my tweets.
No, it's my league report.
Yes, I look forward to it.
All right, long pattern last night. Okay, long pattern. We were dealing with some really heavy obstacles, just in general.
Oh God,
the approaches were an absolute atrocious mess, as they normally are. On at Bolero Hazlitt on a Tuesday night. The approaches were an atrocious mess. Rob, the lane machine at the place that I bowl this sport league, it's just not functioning properly. It's not consistent. I don't really think it can, accurately put down the pattern as it's supposed to be put down. They're waiting on another machine from Kegel. Apparently, it's on its way. But yeah, there were a lot of obstacles, and it's very tough right now. It's tough going right now. So long pattern last night. Started out. I'm not gonna lie. I started out squasher first 2 frames. So like I got 2 breaks right out of the gate. It was like I got loose right off of that. I was like, oh, okay, this is all right. I'm getting some breaks tonight. All right, let's go. So bowled okay the first game, 212. Never really got far left enough. Clearly wasn't far left enough the entire second game. 168. Think I missed one makeable all night. It was in that second game. And then the last game had some carry issues. Probably switched balls for a frame or 2, but it wasn't a great ball switch. Went back to the reality that I was throwing, even though I was having carry issues. Was able to throw a decent string of shots at the end of the game, like 8th, 9th, 10th frame, but left a solid 9 in the 9th frame to break up that string. Got up in the 10th, needing a double to win the third game and totals. And yeah, I aced both of them. Threw them very good. Threw 2 of my best shots of the night. And yeah, that was it. That was my league report. What'd I shoot? 580, 582, 212, 168. 202. And you know what? It's becoming my favorite phrase as it applies to my bowling. You hear professional bowlers, they get done a block and
I think we lost Mike in the middle of a ball review. In the middle of a league review. I think I lost him. All right. So what's going on tonight? While we're waiting for Mike to come back on here, I'm going to go through some of the chat here, unless I'm the one who froze. You back or what?
I'm back. Sorry. But yeah, I left a lot out there. That was my point. I left a lot out there, and I feel
you were about to make a point about what about something like after.
Yeah, because they again, I was comparing how the PBA players at the end of the block will always say, I left a lot out there. I feel the same way every time I get done on sport. It actually makes me want to go and practice. Makes me want to get out there and improve. And sounds good.
Gotcha. Well, I'm good. I'm glad that you're not shooting 400 anymore. I'd be curious to see what happens if they put out the first pattern that you bowled on. To see how your new stuff's rolling and see if you're improving or, because obviously you're going to match.
No, I already. So we cycle through. Through. So I already had that pattern twice because we go short, medium, long. So, we went short, medium, long, 2 cycles. Next week we're starting the third cycle again with short. So yeah, I've seen the patterns all twice now. I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I maybe need like one more ball in my arsenal that I feel I don't have. But yeah, listen, I got to be honest. I don't think I'm going to bowl that bad for the rest of the year. I'm throwing it good. I got my timing worked out. I got equipment worked out. So yeah, I feeling good. Brian McDonough in the chat is asking how I was playing the long pattern. So I played it 2 straight through the front part of the lane for the first game or 2. I just never got my feet far left enough and got deep enough. So I would say started with my feet around 16, 17, with my eyes right around 15, trying to kind of keep it straight through the front part of the lane. Then I moved progressively left through the first and second game. And finally, when I got about 10 left to about 27, really about the start of the third game is when I actually felt like, okay, I have my feet in the right spot now, and I feel pretty good with what I'm doing.
So what happened? I know you set up patterns for Friday night. Let's get into that a little bit.
I did, yeah. I'm hoping to maybe for as early as next week have some content for us, Rob, based around that. So I don't want to discuss it in too much detail because I'm hoping to actually show the people some content based on that. But yeah, I had patterns out at Nob Hill last Friday. Honestly, it's just a practice thing. I'm going to have people show up if I can. But I had a league bowler take me up on my offer to come and bowl a match against me. Local guy that I'm friendly with. We did make a bet. It was a friendly bet that he didn't want to disclose the terms of. So, but we did make a bet. We bowled a best of 5. I won 3-1. I basically gave away the first game. I was leading the whole game, and then at the end of the game on a double in the 7th and 8th frame, 9th frame, I go 7-1, miss a spare, and then in the 10th frame, I go 8 spare, gutter on the fill. So I basically gave away that game, and then
gutter in the fill.
Yeah, gutter in the fill. I was playing out and on the ball switch too. So yeah, didn't get it. Yeah, it was terrible. It was like a terrible way to end the first game. But I won the next 3. The second and third game, I don't think they were that close. The 4th game was really close. Actually came down to the 10th frame and the fill ball. I needed 8 or better on the fill to wrap the match up. But I was able to get it. So it was a good match. But yeah, I did an interview with the person who bowled me before and after. And again, I'm hoping to show this content, so I don't want to say too much about it. But it was really interesting to hear their thoughts on the difference between, recreational house league bowling and the stuff that we were bowling on. Because they were tough, man. Like if you missed, I'll tell you this. He left 4 through the face 4 different times in the match.
Okay. Sounds like his ball was too. Sounds like he was using too hard of a ball in the back of the lane. That's what that's.
Well, he did. See, he decided to play in and stay away from the gutter, which was kind of touchy. And I was like, no, I can execute the gutter. Like I'm gonna stay out because that's clearly where I felt you needed to be. And yeah, like anytime he missed in, the ball was going high. And anytime he missed out, the ball was not going to get there. So, listen, they're tough. And I know there's local people that watch podcasts. I'm hitting a lot of people up to see if they want to come bowl me. This is not about a thing like, oh, let me bring you on something tough and bowl you. It's really about, hey, let's talk about the differences between these patterns where, some of these bowlers that are like this guy that I'm bowling, he's 235. He's 235. So, let's talk about 235 versus what we're bowling on, right? So it was interesting. I'm hoping to get some content out surrounding it, and I'm hoping to set up more matches going forward. But if people want to come through and practice, if you're local, Friday nights, every other Friday night. Next one is October 22nd. Every other Friday night. October 22nd is the next one. And I'll have some matches there. I usually have a pair or 2. Oh, and I got the lineage down to $6 a game too.
There you go. Boy. Making progress there.
Yeah, we're making progress. But listen, Rob, I want to talk about my Bolero experience. Billy Punch in the chat brought up the tweet that I sent out because I went and looked up the Belmo commercial on Bolero where he throws the ball down the lane with the table on it and breaks the glasses and all that, right? And I said in my tweet that like every week that I bowl at the Bolero Center that I bowl at, it really feels like we're closer and closer to actually bowling in that environment. Like it's a disaster, bro. This is a company that's going public soon, Rob. No?
Yeah, soon.
Yeah, and like I don't get it. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like anything runs the way it should, or things are just not taken care of the way they should be at any of these centers.
Give us some specific examples. Oh,
my goodness.
What's such a shit show?
Just the general cleanliness of the center. I mean, the approaches are just a mess. The when you walk in, the whole area basically where you walk in, there's not enough employees. You can tell that the people who should be in the spots that they should be in are stretched thin because they're running around to assist with other things. The machines, oh my God, Rob, every spare, every multiple pin spare that we had last night was offset. If you left a 2-8, if you had left a regular 2-8, the 8 pin was going to be set to the right of the 2 when it came down. If you left a 3-6-10, the 6 was going to be set like almost behind the 3 when the 3-6-10 came down. So much so that at a couple points we actually had to re-rack the spares because, yeah, it was like an important spare, and you didn't want to see somebody, not make it because of a bad rack. And it's these little things. Like I'll also say this: I know for a fact that Bolero's best mechanics are being shared through multiple centers. Okay, Rob, I don't want to say too much because we still have to find out more details. But we have people reaching out to us in our email about problems and issues with Bolero that they want to tell us about. That they don't really want to go public with it themselves, but they want to talk to us about it. And listen, I got to say, I experience a lot of nonsense with Bolero. So I'm just surprised, like, that this company that's getting ready to go public just doesn't care about putting on a better face, like doesn't care about a better customer experience in general. And I don't care if you're a competitive bowler or you're not a competitive bowler. Rob, who likes to walk in and see like dirty, sticky floors in a place? I don't. So, yeah.
I mean, it sounds like they're just cutting costs, right?
Well, that's an interesting point because, and listen, I'm not a business person. I don't have a business degree, but Rob, when a company goes public, right, stock price becomes the number one issue, right?
Right.
And stockholders want to see higher revenues. They want to see more money. Well, where does all of that come from? A lot of times, it comes from cutting costs in the business. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if this is what it's like before they go public, what's it going to be like when the stock price becomes the number one concern and they want to cut costs in other places? I don't know, man. It's really not that great of a face. That's the main thing that I take away from my experience there.
Yeah, and how the prices, like how are the food and like alcohol prices?
I mean, Rob, you will attest to this fact. I got to be one of the least cheap people you know.
Yeah,
yes?
I heard about your birthday party.
Yeah, I'm one of the least cheap people you know. Trust me.
Meek Mill almost showed up, I heard. Anyway, yeah.
I'm one of the least cheap people you know. I will not order food from Bolero without my discount card. I will not do it. That's how expensive the meals are. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. I see these things going on. I see kind of a slow deterioration of what's happening, particularly in the center that I bowl in. And I just think to myself, like, man, like, where's this going? Like, as they get bigger and they control more of the market, and we talked a lot about that last week with the financial report that was released. Like, if it gets to a point where they don't really have much competition, why would they care to take care of any of these things anyway if this is the only place people can come? So I don't know. I mean, I'm just, as a customer, as somebody who has that experience, I'm just throwing it out there. But all right, Rob, we got some other stuff to talk about here. Weber Cup. Weber Cup is this week. The Zone, DAZN, if you want to check it out. Okay, it's $20 for the month. The Weber Cup's only like a few days, but it's $20 for the month. It's basically $20 to watch. What, you're shaking your head? Why are you shaking your head? No.
Because who wants to pay $20 to watch the Weber Cup?
I do. I'll be paying $20 to watch the Weber Cup.
Okay, so let's take a vote here. How many people in the chat right now either have DAZN or they plan on paying for it to watch the Weber Cup? I don't care about paying $20 like for the Weber Cup. I just don't see the like motivation for me. I didn't even know who was bowling until I had to look it up. Where's the storyline? Where is the motivation to
Where's the storyline? The storyline is USA versus Europe. That's the storyline.
It's the same shit. Bowling's not even the Olympics. Dude, like, I care about the Weber Cup. I'm just saying I don't care about the Weber Cup, okay? I don't. I'm being honest. Like, I might get a lot of shit for that, and people are gonna be like, oh, Rob was just being, negative, or the fun police, whatever. But honestly, like, I'll watch the highlights like from social media. But anyway, that being said, if anybody doesn't know who's bowling and wants to check it out, which I'm always trying to, promote bowling at a high level as much as we can. Team Europe, Dominic Barrett, team captain, Jesper Svensson, Thomas Larson, Stuart Williams, Richard Teese. Those are the 5 Team Europe. Team USA, Chris Barnes, Captain America, Kyle Troop, Chris Vi, Tom Doherty, and Anthony Simonson. Okay, they'll be bowling starting tomorrow, 6 p.m., and I believe that's 6 p.m. England time. Now, England is 8 hours behind, or no, I'm sorry. The United States is 8 hours ahead of Europe, of England. So I'm pretty sure they're ahead or are they behind, Mike? I completely lost my train of thought there.
Don't know. I'm not good with world times. I'm not a world traveler, but I do know that regardless of when it's on the zone
tomorrow.
Yeah, you can go back and you can watch it whenever. I have done that before.
So it looks like tomorrow they start Baker and then singles, doubles, singles. That's really the schedule on the website. It's really terrible, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so well, a lot of
singles, a bunch of doubles, and Bakers.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with who's chosen for certain matches, right? Yeah. So that's like part of the attraction at this event is like who's going to be chosen for certain matches at certain times, right? Listen, I got to be honest. I like the Weber Cup. Timmy Mack was involved in the Weber Cup for a while. It was super hype when he was involved with it. That's what got me into watching it. I enjoy it. I think it's good competition. I think that Team USA, shout to Team USA. Team USA should rout these dudes. I mean, this shouldn't even be a match.
I just hope it's close, so people could get their money's worth for paying $20 for 3 days of bowling. That being said,
I'm just saying, Team USA. If you look at these lineups, Team USA has the clear advantage.
No, they don't. They're bowling in England.
What?
So
no, they don't. England. Are you crazy?
Okay.
Team USA has they have Kyle Troop, best bowler in the world, PBA Player of the Year this year, clearly, just coming off $500,000 season. They got Chris Vi, one of the hottest bowlers on the planet. Okay. They got Chris Barnes, one of the best ever. Okay. Simonson, again, top three this year. Okay. I mean, come on. That's wild. Who's Europe got? Europe's best bowler.
Bowling. It's team bowling. It doesn't matter.
It's not, though. It's individual matches. It's a lot of doubles and individual matchups.
But they bowl Baker and
okay, they bowl some Baker matches. And Matt Malzahn in the chat is mentioning it's one lane. I agree. And I do think that can factor in. But listen, I got Team USA all the way. Can we bet on this? Yo, can somebody over there hit me up? Somebody, one of you guys, hit me up. I want to go. I need somebody to go to a sports book in England. I need to get heavy action on Team USA here. Okay, I'm talking 4-figure action on Team USA.
Dude, my brother's got a big point though. The two-handers can get shut out, and they got 3 of them. I agree with that. I'm not look. All I'm saying is you go in and have all this big talk about being a blowout, man. I think it's going to be closer than you think, Mike.
All right. I got Team USA if anybody wants that action.
Okay, but here I want to bring up a point because I think we talk about this quite a lot.
We do.
The big problem in bowling, Billy Punch, they want you to pay how many different outlets to watch it. There's no consistency. Bill, there is zero consistency right now in bowling. Okay, and we've talked about this so many freaking times. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Bowl.com, right? Bowl TV streaming platform.
Flow Bowling.
Flow Bowling, right? Streaming platform. Now we have to pay for, DAZN, right? For stream for bowling service. Showing bowling on TV, right? FS1, Fox, CBS Sports Plus. How many other networks can we name that bowling is kind of off and on? The consistency of the schedule is never the same. Speaking of the schedule, Mike, PBA still hasn't released the schedule for 2022. We released our schedules. So where's the marketing dream team? Where is the dream team, Mike? They're MIA. They're too busy charging you $22.99 for chicken tenders and fries, and it's $17.50 for a large Coke. That's where the dream team is.
They're actually. It seems like they've been spending a lot of their time promoting this upcoming Chris Paul Celebrity Invitational. I mean, I gotta say,
Kevin, wait for their Bolero streaming service. Hey, if they have their own betting app, now we're talking, okay? But yeah, they are doing a lot of promoting for the CP3 event. So, Mike, what does that tell you?
They are doing more promotion for this quasi celebrity event than they have done for almost any event up to this point, period.
Right. So let's talk first off before we get into that, because I think that tells you a lot, right, of where Bolero's heads are at when it comes to the PBA, okay? But in their defense, this is a good opportunity to bring in bowlers that normally don't watch because they love CP3 or Terrell Owens, okay? But, Mike, look, I'm going to be very critical here of the PBA, which we are never critical of the PBA, okay? But here's my Mike, I was there, okay, at the CP3 event, okay? And I'm going to be completely honest because that's all I know how to be. I was very disappointed in the celebrities that they had bowling, okay? And I was very disappointed in the celebrity stardom that CP3, Chris Paul, who is a major superstar in the sport of basketball, was able to bring in for his charity event. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know, it was on the PBA website. The teams are Chris Paul is bowling with Sean Rash, Terrell Owens is bowling with AJ Johnson, Hannibal Burris is bowling with our boy Bill O'Neill, who, by the way, I didn't know who Hannibal Burris was. Be honest with you, I didn't. Rachel Lindsay is bowling with Jasmine Mason. I didn't know who Rachel Lindsay was. And Chris Paul Sr. is bowling with Darren Tang. I could give, that kind of a pass with Chris Paul's dad bowling, just because it is Chris Paul's event. So, I mean, look, like, I wasn't very impressed with the celebrities they drew for this event. 100%. I should have brought my shit, and then they should have paired me up with a pro. And I guarantee you that I probably would have won if you would have given me any pro out there.
Oh yeah, no shit. You're bowling against people that barely even body. Come on, you're crazy, son.
Anyway, what do you think though? Let's go back to the point.
I want to interject though. I want to interject here with something. Especially when you compare it to the celebrities they were getting in the past.
Right.
Rob, the PBA missed their opportunity with this. Okay, clearly. Like when they had Lil Wayne and LeBron James and Kevin Hart and
Mookie
who were
Betts,
some of the other really Lamar Woodley,
Mookie Betts, right?
Mookie Betts, French Montana. Okay, when they had those types of celebrities coming out to bowl, you needed to strike while the iron was hot at that time. For whatever reason, clearly, like, the interest isn't there all that much. Whatever that reason is, whether it be Chris Paul, whether it be bowling, whether it be just the event isn't what it used to be. I don't know. I don't know the answers to that. But yeah, like, I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of jumped the shark at this point a little bit, and I don't know. If they're not going to revamp it.
Point. So wait, back to the original point, okay? Because look, I'm all for the charity part of it. I know Chris Paul was doing this for his charity, and it's a great cause, and they did give money away, which is awesome, and I support that wholeheartedly. But what do you think about the original point about PBA and obviously Bolero making this or promoting this or marketing this a lot more than they do for some of the biggest PBA events? What is that?
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, that to me shows you where their loyalties lie.
What does that mean?
Their loyalties lie with Bolero, not with the corporation, not with the PBA, the organization. You know,
okay,
if that were the case,
why do you think that? Explain that. I want you to explain that further because I think that's an interesting point.
okay, because if that weren't true, then you would see equal or greater promotion behind the professional organization that they own rather than greater promotion for this event, which, while involving the professional organization that they own, is more an event that's promoting bowling in general. And who's going to benefit from that? They are.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Chris Lutz, I want to pull up his comment here. It's a little stale with older unknown celebs, kind of like going to an REO Speedwagon concert at the State Fair versus an arena show in the 80s. Yo, that's hilarious because, yeah, I mean, look, Chris Paul will always is a superstar, right? It's his event. He runs it. He does a lot to do with it. Terrell Owens is still a big name, right? Hall of Famer,
like that.
Right? Like Terrell Owens is the big name. And then they kind of felt like they might have thrown some celebrities out at the last minute. I think Rachel Lindsay was on. She was on the Bachelorette. I think she was the Bachelorette. I didn't know who it was. I didn't know the comedian. I didn't know, obviously, Chris Paul's dad until someone had to tell me that was him. So, yeah, I feel like there needs to be something Chris Paul needs to do to re-energize the event. Okay.
I love that you're on. I love that you were on here. I guess I'll put myself in this too. I love that we're on here telling Chris Paul what to do with his charity
event.
Yeah,
but look, like we're coming off as fans, though. We're coming off as fans that want to watch and get entertained. Okay, because people always tell Chris Paul what to do, but they do it on social media and comments. But we're not afraid to talk. We're not afraid to state this because this is truth, in my opinion. This is not like it is becoming a little bit stale. He does.
I agree.
To re-energize it.
I would like to see it. I mean, but I'm not going to talk about it from the Chris Paul side. I'm going to talk about it from the PBA side. Like I would, whatever Bolero would have to do to try and support that to help Chris Paul make it a fresher event. Bring some fresh faces in there, more players, more celebrities, more recognizable people. I would like to see them do that. All right, Sherry Morgan.
Sherry, appreciate it. I can kind of see that. Yeah, I can kind of see the heavy hype around CP3 event because celebrities will get bigger draw and bring attention to the sport. The only people who currently watch PBA events are people who already bowl regularly. If you want to grow bowling, a celebrity event is the way to help do that. I completely 100% agree with what Sherry said.
Yeah, but how can that be true? How can that be true, though, Sherry, when what I just said a few minutes ago is true? That they had huge celebrities coming out for an event like this, and that didn't help grow it. That didn't really – I mean, you had clips that went viral with people like LeBron and Kevin Hart, et cetera, and it didn't help grow it. So I don't know about that. I mean, I hear you. I tend to agree with your way of thinking there, but I don't know if I agree with the specifics of your position there.
So here's my question though, Mike, and this is something that would make sense to me. Okay, why wouldn't the PBA bring in their Fox connections and bring in some really popular WWE wrestlers to bowl in a charity event? Okay, you want to talk about getting some eyes and some publicity? Dude, bring in a Roman Reigns or a John Cena or a Stone Cold Steve Austin who doesn't do a whole lot. Shawn Michaels. I mean, these are guys that they could bring in that could energize a charity event. Dude, a John Cena on this event.
All right. You always take an opportunity to talk about wrestling and praise wrestling.
You can't see me, son. You can't see me, son.
I don't want to hear about the wrestling anymore.
What? I'm talking about promoting bowling with guys who actually are, you could maybe do some social media damage and maybe even have a bowler or two show up to a WWE event. Look, this is the target audience that they have to go to. They have it in with Fox, okay? And they have one of the most highly viewed, okay, now you're just joking, but see, all I'm saying is They have a show that's connected with bowling, with Fox, that is the highly viewed, most ratings, that has hundreds of millions of followers every week. And I don't know why bowling doesn't pull this string with Fox. Because you know why? Because Vince McMahon doesn't want anything to do with bowling.
Oh my God! All right, now we're talking about Vince McMahon's opinions on bowling. I'm out on that. I'm so out on that. Lou Spasaro in the chat is saying, "Do you really think the PBA has a say-so in who the celebs are?" No, I'm not really suggesting that, Lou. I don't think Rob is either. I think what we're saying is like perhaps they can work with whoever is doing these events to try and freshen them up a little bit, right? Not really have a say, but just provide whatever they might be able to provide to make it easier for that to happen, right? Billy Punch in the chat says, Mike, all kidding aside, PBA could learn tons about promotion from WWE. Yeah, I understand that aspect of the promotion, but at the same time, I don't know. There's some serious differences between the products there. So, listen, I am not getting into a discussion.
No, I'm not going to talk about that. I think Lou's point about do you really think the PBA has a say in who the celebs are? I really honestly believe the celebs actually probably come from Chris Paul.
Absolutely they do.
Chris Paul is the one who's bringing the celebs in, and I feel like maybe some things the stars didn't align this year for maybe some of the pros that he wanted to come out. And I kind of feel like being in Arizona that he probably had an opportunity to bring out a couple of good people, celebs, but maybe the stars just didn't align scheduling wise and whatnot. So, anyway, it should be an interesting event. It's on Sunday. I was there. I saw most of it, if not all the show. Obviously, I can't get into any details of what happened on the show, but look, check it out. Support bowling. It's always fun to see these celebrities try to bowl, and some of them are actually pretty good. So,
okay, fair enough. All right, Rob, one more thing on our list to talk about here before we move into everybody's favorite part of the show. There was a rule change recently in the PBA, Rob, and it has to do with college bowlers. It was announced, I think, before our show last week, but we didn't get to it last week. Basically, it's pretty simple. Previous, and Rob, if I'm wrong, correct me, but previously, any amateur, including college bowlers who bowled and cashed in 2 PBA events, either had to join or not bowl for the rest of the year after those 2 cashes. Am I correct?
Yes, it's always been like that. With I think they use the college bowling rule with the amateur rule, because amateurs is the same rule.
Right. So now going forward, that rule, if I'm reading things correctly, is going to still apply to amateurs, but it will not apply to college bowlers. So if you're a college bowler and you want to bowl PBA events, you can cash in as many PBA events as you want, and you do not have to join the PBA. Now, I don't know, man. It's weird to me because there's, to my knowledge, unless something has changed, a college bowler could be a PBA member. Could they not? I don't think it would affect their college bowling status.
I don't know.
Do you think it would, though? I mean, based on what you know about how college bowling is run, do you think it would affect their status?
No, because if you could bowl as an amateur as a college bowler,
if you could win money, what does it matter, right? You can bowl for money. That's the bottom line. That's why I look at it that way. Okay.
Right.
So that aspect of it doesn't really matter. The aspect that matters is the cashing twice and still being able to bowl, right?
I like it. I like the rule.
Okay, but here's my question though. I like it too. I think it's stupid to limit it to a certain degree for anybody, for the college bowlers, for the amateurs, because you want to get as many entries as you can. And if somebody has more than 2 cashes, maybe they decide they're going to come out next year and bowl full time.
So here's the thing.
Let me ask this question. That's a different discussion for a different time. Let me ask this question. Does this rule seem like it's directed at a select few college bowlers? Because to me, it does. To me, it seems like the PBA wants to see – Rob, come on. How many college bowlers could there possibly be that are going to bowl in enough PBA events where and cash in enough events where cashing twice would actually prevent them from bowling in any further PBA events.
I'd probably say out of college bowling, like field, I'd probably say you got to assume maybe 1 to 2 bowlers every team has the ability to cash.
No way.
At least the college bowling teams that I saw when I was growing up and I bowled, I mean, the anchors were normally pretty decent.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe
I'd say
more
like 15
today.
to 20%.
Rob, if we would have went out to a PBA tournament while we were in college, even when we were at our best in college, we probably would have gotten absolutely mopped by
regionals.
those guys at that time.
I'm talking regionals. I'm not talking national events.
All right. Well, okay. I'm talking more national events. You think this is directed at regionals?
Of course. Well, it's not directed to national tournaments. This is regionals they're talking about. This is more directed to the regional program. No, this is just all PBA events, but regionals is where.
No, but wait a second. The rule that we discussed earlier applies to all PBA events, does it not?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that this new rule does not apply to all PBA events, only regional events.
No, it applies to all PBA events.
Okay. So then I'm right then. So a college bowler now could go and bowl more than 2 PBA national events and cash in more than 2 PBA national events.
Yeah, and regionals.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then I stand by what I said.
But this rule to me is more for the attraction of the college bowlers to bowl regional events. Okay? Because look, there is a select minority of college bowlers that go and bowl regionals more than they do national events. Because it's an easier event. But here's my thing is I agree with the rule. They shouldn't limit college players for 2 to cash 2. And here's the reason why is if you're the PBA, you're trying to get as many college bowlers to join the PBA when they graduate college. Okay. You're trying to recruit. I mean, really though, you're really trying to grow the PBA organization, and college bowling is probably the best recruiting tool, right? Because these are bowlers that are bowling competitively. How many good to great college bowlers, when they leave college, don't join the PBA? I'd say probably like 95%, right? 90% probably don't join the PBA. Okay. That's not good for the PBA because where their membership, where is it going to come from? It's not college bowling, Mike. Where is the new membership coming if it's not from college bowling? To me, the PBA has to do
from the utmost upper tiers of junior bowling is where it's coming from.
Yeah, but junior bowlers are going to college. The junior bowlers go to
college. They are, but they're
to bowl.
It's like a Venn diagram where while they're in college, they're part of both of those groups. They're a college bowler, but they're also one of the best top elite junior bowlers in the country, even if they're amateur. Like junior bowler meaning somebody that's younger, I guess you would interpret it that way at that point. But yeah, I don't. That's where it's coming from, Robbie. You're right. Like the numbers, obvious, and it's been this way for a while. Like it was this way when you and I left college, et cetera. I think the same kind of things applied, but like the numbers haven't been there for a while in terms of a flood of people going out and trying to join the PBA as a legitimate thing. I think if they build up the regional program, that would help. We talk a lot on here about how there's not a lot of opportunities to be able to compete in that kind of environment and get better. Right. And we talk about that on here all the time. And I think that applies again in this situation. But, okay. So listen, I don't have a problem with the rule.
You're wrong. It's the other way around, Lou. It's the women that I'm pretty sure men's bowling is, I'm pretty sure your NAIA, they can bowl for money. Women NCAA can't. No, you're correct, Lou. The women can't bowl for money. But it's so interesting to me that the women are NCAA and the men aren't. Like, why isn't everybody NCAA? Give the men a chance to get full rides.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of issues involved in that.
That's a whole nother topic of conversation we could talk a half hour about. But my whole thing is the PBA, especially the regional programs, they need to do a better job of trying to recruit people that don't have cards to get cards. And the way to do that is probably through college bowling. Okay. The years of the high rollers are done, Mike. Okay. So previously, college bowlers like myself who came out wouldn't get their cards because then you wouldn't be able to bowl the high roller, the mini eliminator, world team challenges. Maybe if you were bowling with a couple of pros, there was a lot of restrictions if you got your pro card. These days, really the only tournament that you really can't bowl if you have your pro card, or maybe the local tournaments they shut you out, like Michael Howman and the tap, right? Other than that, if you're a college bowler and you're pretty good and you want to keep bowling, there's no reason for you not to get your card other than whatever reasons those are. So the PBA should have higher numbers in recruiting and their memberships should be going up, right? But I don't think that's the case. Maybe this year full of money that Kyle Troop is making might help that case, right? Where people might start seeing a guy like Kyle Troop, make $500,000 a year in earnings. Maybe that'll help recruit more people to join the PBA. No,
I don't know. If you think you're going to be one of the best out there, but that's a long hill to climb. But all right, Rob, as always, some of these conversations we have lead to these other questions and other issues that are deeper questions and issues than we sometimes have time for. So we'll wrap it up on that note. Rob, let's go. Let's give the worst of the week. Everybody come to get the worst of the week.
Worst. All right, Mike, I'm going to start this week. This was given to me sent to me by Frank E. Diddy. Okay, first off, Frank, thank you for the worst of the week. Your last name is Diddy. How awesome is that, dude? I be going around going, yo, what up? It's F. Diddy.
Diddy.
F. Diddy. I'd be like, it's F.
Such
Diddy.
An easy built-in nickname.
It is. Can't stop, won't stop. Bad boy. Anyway, this goes out to Brandon Kanan, who, congrats, you won the worst of the week on the USBC Bowls discussion forum. Congrats to Brandon. So here's the post. Is there anyone else out there that can't throw a certain brand ball? 2015, I broke my wrist. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, though, about breaking your wrist, and had reconstructive surgery. It's taken 5 years to be able to start bowling decent again. Glad to see you're back on the board, though. Seriously, Brandon. That's not a joke either. I'm glad you're getting better. Now I have noticed I can't roll a storm ball. Seems I pull my storms a lot. Brunswick brand balls I roll very well. I'll bowl 240s with hammers or track, but barely roll 150s with storm. Just wondering if this is just in my head or something with the weight in the ball. Also, my biggest problem, lack of practice. Mike. Brandon, I'm going to answer your question right now, and it's going to be pretty simple and straightforward answer. Bro, you physically throwing a Brunswick ball and a storm ball isn't going to change the way you throw the ball, okay? A storm ball is not going to make you pull the bowling ball, and a hammer ball is not going to make you throw the ball and hit your target, okay? That being said, it's all mental, bro. Go see a sports psychologist. Maybe wipe away the storm. Maybe they could sand out the logos on your storm stuff, and then you could put a permanent marker and put a B or a track logo on your bowling ball, and then you'll see, man, you'll stop pulling the ball, Mike. That's my worst of the week. Sand that label off, brother. You got it, Brian. Sand that label off, man.
Like, who says I can't throw storm? I mean, if you can't throw storm, like you got issues, bro. Like,
Dude, it's obviously, there's probably, in my opinion, and this is being honest, and maybe giving him good advice. If that's your only storm ball, maybe it could be fit wrong, or they could have drilled it wrong for you.
Perhaps
that could be maybe your thumb is not, maybe it's, dude, maybe you need to plug it up, get it re-drilled. But I don't know. I thought that was a pretty good post. So
I gotta say, there was some tough competition for worst of the week in my world this week.
This was a bad one, man. This was.
I not only have a worst of the week. The worst of the week that I'm going to give this week is somewhat confusing. I'm not even sure who I'm actually awarding the worst of the week to, but I'll get to that in a minute. Honorable mention, because we love the GOAT.
The GOAT,
son. Yeah, we love the GOAT. The GOAT earlier this week told everybody, admin, we are not a selling and buying group. Even in the comments, 3 people muted today. Okay. It's honorable mention. I also got to give an honorable mention, runner-up, to Robert John on the Hammer Bowling message board. Rob, this dude posted a pic of 12 different Widow bowling balls. Okay? They all look blank. They're all in boxes. 12 of them. Okay? Pro dating tip. Marry a woman who supports your addiction. This way, when random widows arrive, she won't be too mad. These are all extras to the ones on the shelf. I'm not going to comment too much on that, but I'll just say, come on, man. Come on, you need that many widow bowling balls? There's something wrong. All right, here's my actual worst of the week. And I said, I'm not even sure who I'm awarding this.
12 widows.
12 widows. Bill O'Neill, in his garage, I don't even think has 12 Widow bowling balls in his garage. All right, you have a problem, bro. You have a problem. Okay. You got it. All right. Here's my actual worst of the week, and I don't know who I'm actually awarding worst of the week to, because this post is so confusing that I don't think it can be correct. So I'm going to award worst of the week to Dwayne Biala. Dwayne Biala from the USBC Bowlers Discussion Forum. Where else?
Congrats, Dwayne. Congrats, Dwayne.
And I'm going to preface this worst of the week by
saying... Hold on one second. Hold on. Yo, what up, Anthony? That's my guy, man. Yo, he works for me, but he comes in. I'm going to watch the show tonight. I'm going to watch the show.
What up, Anthony? How's it going?
Sorry, man.
You came just at the right time. So I'm either going to award worst of the week to Dwayne Biala if this post is not accurate. Okay? If this post is accurate, then I am awarding worst of the week to whatever coach did this. Okay? Are you ready? Okay. I'm sorry I had to take so long to set the scene here. Here we go.
Let's go.
Dwayne Biala. Here's his post. Saw an interesting event at a college bowling tournament this past weekend. First was a college team that used the last 6 games of Baker's for practice. It might have been more, but I only discovered it at that time. Each male bowler stood in front of the ball return with their plant foot at the first board on the left-hand side and threw the ball. This team was far enough ahead that their scores didn't matter. At first, I thought, wow, that coach is using today as practice time. Then I changed my mind and thought how disrespectful he was to the other teams competing, rubbed their noses in it. The ladies' side did not do this as the field was much tighter in scores.
Dude, I've never heard of that before.
I'm saying. Did that really happen?
No.
Come on. Did that you're telling me that you're telling me at a college bowling tournament, coach said, yo, we're so far ahead, we're going to practice. And the way he describes it, they stood in front of the ball return with their foot on the farthest left board and threw the ball from in front of the ball return. Could it be that they were actually playing in front of the ball return?
Yeah.
Is that what this guy was seeing, and he thought that they were screwing around, but they were actually playing in front of the ball return?
Yeah, it's exactly.
I thought no one could be that dumb. That's what I thought. I thought no one could be that dumb that you see that and think they're practicing during a competition.
Well, what college? I would love to reach out and find out what college tournament it was, and like who was leading this tournament, because there's no chance. Okay, if you're leading the tournament, even if it's by 500 pins, dude, there's no chance you're practicing. And this guy just didn't know what the hell he was. He had no idea what he was saying.
We're up by 500, so we're gonna break out into some two-step drills. I mean, what is going on? I read this post and I'm like, what is going on? All right, I think we cracked the case, though. I'll be honest.
We did, but wouldn't you take a video of that if you really thought they were practicing? Because personally, I would have busted my video out and been like, "Hey, look at these dumbasses! They're practicing." Like, and then we could at least seen a video and then be like, "No, you're the idiot!" Like, what a
oh my goodness,
yo, that's hilarious, man.
Rob, final thoughts.
Man, dude, man, I'll tell you, I took some time off from bowling, which I always manage to do. And I kind of been not missing it at all the last like month or two. I haven't really been bowling, and I don't really have like the motivation to like get my stuff and go bowl. And I'm not going to go do something that I'm not motivated or forcing myself to go do. Like, I took time off. I pulled out of some tournaments I was supposed to bowl the last few weeks. I probably won't bowl in January. I won't probably go to the TAT. I'm focusing other aspects of my life, like my career and, some other things I got going on. And I don't really miss it. And, I will definitely, I didn't retire. This is more like just a kind of hiatus, but I'll be honest with you, Mike. Like, I'm good, man. I don't bowl league. I don't bowl tournaments. Maybe I'll go practice when I'm motivated to go, but I'm not going to force myself to do something that I don't want to do. So,
so I think what you're saying is you're retiring again, but there's a good chance you'll be back out of retirement.
No, I'm not retiring. I'm just I'm taking a hiatus. Dave, I appreciate it. Dave, you got your own talent, dude. You don't need my talent. Trust me.
Gotcha. Hiatus. Well, listen, I'm knee deep in it over here. I'm breaking down my game. I'm bowling matches. I got tournaments coming up. Like, no, listen, I just love the game, man. It's enjoyable. Even on a Friday night, paying $6 a game, $7 a game for lineage, I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's just something that I enjoy. It's relaxing to me. It's fun. So, I
love that because Anthony's in the chat. He might still be there from my office.
I see.
Olympics. I actually
last week there was a dude in a sumo suit playing. It looked like they were doing some kind of skit where a dude in a sumo suit defeated somebody dressed as an animal while they were playing cornhole. That's what it looked like to me.
Dude, cornhole is big in my office. There's
two sets of cornhole. You told us.
Dude, I practice every once in a while. And let me tell you, you would think as a decent bowler, you'd be able to play like a good game of cornhole. And dude, I suck. I mean, I am terrible. I am like trying to hook the bag. My fingers are doing this. My arms swing. But I've been practicing and I do it straight here. So it's bags are tough as a bowler. I'm not sure, so it makes you appreciate Walter Ray going from horseshoes to bowling because, dude, bowling does not translate good into bags. Okay, it doesn't.
Maybe cornhole will be the next thing he conquers.
Oh no, maybe we'd start our own cornhole podcast.
True.
If
he does, well, we know we'd have competition. I already beef with them on Twitter. I beef with everybody. All right, Rob, we'll leave it at that. My final thought is, just shout to all the people out there creating content. Before we came on tonight, Rob, I was checking out Bowling with the Fef. Bill was on there. You guys should go check it out. I'm sure I only watched a part, but I'm sure it'll be a great interview. I'm going on there soon. I think it might be like next week or something. So check that out. I'm planning on, when I go on Bowling with the Fef, I'm planning on I don't care what Fef wants to talk about it. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter. I'll take the show over if I want. But I'm planning on getting deep into my high school bowling coaching career. So if you all want to hear some of those stories, and I'm telling you, you might shed some tears about these stories. Check me out on Bowling with the Fef. I'll be on there soon enough. But in the meantime, check out his interview with Bill tonight too. I'm sure it's a good one.
I gave Fef a good story about Bill to talk about. So I have to watch the interview myself to see how Bill responded to my story. But it was it put Bill in a good spotlight, because regardless of how many times Bill will, talk shit on me, when I talk about Bill, I try to put him on a good spotlight. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Bill's my guy.
We treat him way better publicly than he treats us.
Oh, 100%. Oh, anytime he can throw us under the bus on social media, he'll be the first to say something.
Behind closed doors, different story. But yeah, publicly, definitely that's true. Okay. Rob, have a great week. Take it easy, man. Everybody. Have a great week. All right. Enjoy. Hopefully the PBA gets the damn schedule out, so we have something to talk about here shortly. Everybody enjoy. I'm at the 215th on Twitter. He's at Brooklyn Rob 11. Sweep the rack at Gmail. If you want to hit us up, keep the emails coming. We love it. Everybody have a great week, man. We'll check you out.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.